Hello, we are the Geeks and Degenerates, and it's my forever co-host John, and today we are ending our DreamWorks lineup with How to Train Your Dragon. The first one, at least.
Yes, sir.
So, we talked about this offline, but how did you get to How to Train Your Dragon?
I don't really remember if I watched it in theaters or watched it on HBO Star Movies or where else would they show it? Nickelodeon?
Maybe. I was about to say
Disney
Disney.
Channel?
Not Disney.
Yeah, nah. But what I gotta say is like, I was there mostly for the soundtrack. Like I forgot the name of the artist. We'll pop it up here, but he does like the ending for the song, and I was like really obsessed with him around the time when it came out, and which got me into like indie folk.
Yeah.
Like Of Monsters and Men. Who else? Wow, that's the only thing that's popping into my head.
Yes, much indie.
Yes, very much indie.
Yes.
It's so indie that I don't even know the names.
Sure. Well, I told you and Nina this offline that I started with the second one because my family was like, we're gonna watch the second one today, and also The Fault in Our Stars. I was like, what? Oh, okay. One, I'm not interested in all that much. Two, I haven't seen the first one.
Wait.
This came out 2010, but the second one came out 2014.
Okay, that makes sense now. Yeah, because I could have sworn, still in like the US at that time.
Yeah. And then I saw the second one. We watched it after Fault in the Stars, so I was already like, "Why are you doing this to me?" And then I saw How to Train Your Dragon 2. I was like, "What have I been missing? What's wrong with me?"
Really, you saw the second one before the first one? Oh, that's me with I think the Dark Knight trilogy. I was like, I saw Dark Knight first before Begins.
Yeah, it's also how everybody starts with like the Alien franchise of watching Aliens and then Alien. So yeah. And then after we got home, I quickly caught it on HBO. I was like, oh, so this is what I've been missing all this time. Damn. And then
It's fucking good.
Yeah, of course. That's why I was above and beyond excited for the last one when it was coming out in 2019. And it's a pretty good trilogy, and this, I would say, is a pretty good start to that trilogy. And again, the cast too. It's like, where does DreamWorks think of this casting of like Jay Baruchel as Hiccup, fucking Gerard Butler as Stoic, Kristen Wiig, who else? TJ Miller.
Who's Kristen Wiig?
She's one of the Nut siblings.
Rough Nut?
Yeah.
Rough Nut or Tough Nut? I can never discern which one had the name.
The girl is Kristen Wiig, the guy is TJ Miller, and like
that one.
The smart
Jonah Hill.
Yeah, the smart ass.
Yeah.
And then McLovin is the one trying to get Astrid's attention.
No, that was Jonah Hill.
No,
McLovin plays the guy who's like the smartass.
No, the smartass who knows everything about dragons, that's Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill. Look it up.
Alright. But yeah, we start on the island of Berk with the most Scottish Vikings. And you're like, you know what, it's animated, who cares?
No, I think, what was the name of the guy with like the peg leg and the hook arm? He was the only guy who sounded like he was part of that
Yeah. The
geographical area.
And Hiccup says like, nothing special about our island, the food stuff. Everybody's just here because they're just born here. But the one thing that's unique is our pests, which are dragons. And all the dragons are uniquely designed. They have a special purpose. Like one can set itself on fire. One has two heads. One's the gas and one's the flare. And of course...
Spark, you mean? Spark?
Yeah, sorry, Spark. And then the biggest and baddest of all of them is the Night Fury, which is what, an F-16 of a dragon, or like, that thing's crazy strong.
Yeah, and you gotta love the setting though. If you played like Monster Hunter or Shadow of the Colossus, this is very reminiscent of that, especially with the dragon designs. Yeah, where you see Toothless pretty much being the Narga Kuga. If you played Freedom Unite, you know what I mean. But yeah, and especially with the gigantic one with like around the last part, very Shadow of the Colossus style.
Yeah. And Hiccup's this twig of a Viking. He is not sure what he wants to be in life. He knows he wants to be a Viking, but that's because of peer pressure. And his dad is the leader. Fucking
Very relatable.
yeah. And he is the everyone looks up to Stoic because he is the leader and he protects them. And there's the son who's like a twig and he's like, I don't know what to do. I'm a fuck up too. But he does manage to knock out the Night Fury, and that sets up the relationship later. But for the meantime, Stoic is like, I don't know what to do with my son. He doesn't know what he wants to be. When I was his age, I knew what I wanted to be, and we come through the meat. The heart of some of the story is that Stoic kind of relate to Hiccup, and Hiccup kind of relate to his dad, but they can't because they're like, what do you like to do? I like to kill dragons. How about you? I like technology. Oh.
No, well, no, is that Hiccup can't be himself around his father because his father expects him to be something else.
Yeah.
There's a whole philosophy into this that you could probably watch another video on, but there is that depth within that storytelling.
Yeah.
And you do see that he's trying to compensate.
Yeah.
But so is he, which is clashing. So, like, yeah, it ain't the best relationship until the end, you know?
Yeah. And, like, before he sets sail to the Dragon's Nest, which is the big thing that the Vikings are trying to stop from happening again. Because they're like, if we kill the nest, we stop our dragon problem. And they all just go away. Alright. But before that, he tells the trainer, like, hey, can you train my son? And tells Hiccup, like, you're bound to train tomorrow. Training doesn't go well for Hiccup either, because he's like, I don't want to fight these things. They're scary. And, like, I understand him.
Oh, I think he does want to fight. Like, again, he's being pushed by peer pressure. He's like, I gotta try my best.
But he doesn't know how to.
No, he can't, because physically he can't.
Yeah, because these things are huge, and he's like, what the fuck am I going to do with my arms?
Yeah, he can't even carry a shield. Like, if he does a roll, he gets sent back.
I like the rules too, like if you bang your shields or something metal, the dragons get disoriented.
Because heightened senses and shit like that, yeah.
Yeah. And then as that's going on, he also discovers the Night Fury. He knocked out, but he can't bring himself to kill it. So he sets it free, but the thing can fly up because its tail wing is broken. So he forms this relationship as he's training. I do like the training sequences a lot, especially when he's like asking the trainers, like, what about this of a Night Fury? The guy's like, can you just pay attention?
You're being chased by a gigantic velociraptor dragon.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do love when they bring out like the dragon's manual.
Yeah.
Where you see how these dragons can kill you, and they're like level. I'm like, again, very Monster Hunter-esque. I was like, this is so good.
Like one baits you in acid, the other one just boils you alive. Like, no wonder all your solutions are, please kill this on sight.
Yeah, and there's one where it's like wings are sharp enough to cut trees down. I'm like, that. I want to see that shit.
Yeah.
Which you do, by the way, in the show, which was not that bad. It was in Nickelodeon for him.
Oh, okay. And then you get to the Night Fury, and the thing says, like, don't fight it. Just hide and pray for the best.
Like, there's always that, like, dragons always go for the kill.
Yeah.
But now we got a question, why didn't Night Fury kill Hiccup when they had the chance?
Yeah. As this is going on, he also has a hard time bonding with his comrades because they're like, man, stop getting in our way. If you're not going to take this seriously, please go away. You're useless. But Astrid is, like, especially hard on him. Like, I think the only redeveloped other Vikings are Astrid and Hiccup.
I think this is where every, like, Tsundere starter pack came from. Where the girl kind of bullies the main character and then suddenly starts falling in love with him. I'm like, there it is, Baka.
Yeah, I do love Hiccup bonding with Toothless, because, like, at first he's like this ferocious beast, but, like, once he gets to know Hiccup, he's like one big leathery cat. Like, oh, he's an adorable kitty lizard.
Nasty though. I had to eat that fucking fish.
It just leans into the pet. You're like, what a cute Deathbringer. Oh well. And when he's
it's kind of cool though. He's starting to make the tail, the fucking wind tail thing.
Yeah. And he's just trial and error. As he's doing this, he discovers things of what dragons don't like or what they like the scent of grass, or like their petrified of eels for some reason.
And they had like that one spot where it just knocks him out. I feel like that's too much of a cheat code. I feel like everybody could have done it at the beginning and just been able to kill these things and make them extinct.
It's like
that they have a snooze button right here.
Yeah.
Like nobody hit that by accident, really?
Like no one was like, what if I just scratch it a bit and then kill it? What will it do?
Right. And that's my whole like thing about the conflict arc, where Stoic comes back, finds out his son's actually doing well in his exams. And all the dragon training.
Yeah.
And he gets to kill the dragon. Where he sees Hiccup starting to control one of the dragons and just like, no, how dare you find different ways for us to dispatch these things?
Yeah.
You do it the old way. I'm like...
Before moving forward, the flying sequence when he discovers how to control Hiccup is amazing to watch. We're like, God damn, it's from 2010, but it's still timeless. Unlike
where he gets Astrid?
No, the first time when he's like slamming into things and Hiccup's like, or Toothless is like, please get your shit together, man. It's a two-man thing. Yeah, but also when Astrid discovers...
He's driving a dragon manual.
Yeah. And that the first flying sequence, he just like, I think everything we know about you is wrong. And then, at the same time, Astrid's getting suspicious because she's like, how are you getting so good? And then she discovers his secret. And like, Toothless like, man, we can't let her go. I can't go back to jail. We have to get her.
Yeah, and then we also get another, an amazing flying sequence, which lets us see what technology can do back in 2000. I was like, it's not that bad, but I really hope, like, How to Train Your Dragon 5, maybe? I don't know if they concluded the story. I haven't seen the fourth movie yet. Fourth or third? Sorry, third?
Yeah.
Sorry. How to Train Your Dragon 4. I would like to see it in, like, the Spider-Verse animation, like what they did with Puss in Boots.
Yeah. But that's also in the flying sequence with Astrid that they discovered that the dragons are part of a hive. And they all have to bring food to the big bad queen. They're like, that's a problem. It's a really big problem.
Again, I don't know why. But something inside of me wants to see something like that in real life. As horrible and terrifying as it is, I really do want to see it.
Right? And again, since this is from 2010, you're like, you look at the scales and the details, you're like, I can't tell if this is from 2010 or this year. Unless when Hiccup just goes for food, or sorry, Toothless goes for the fish, and you're like, that's pretty dated. That's the only part I'm like, that's rough.
Okay, yeah, I would say that. But the expressions of the characters themselves as well is really good. Like, when he teaches, I forgot the name of that one character, to like put his hand on the nose of the dragon, you see his hand shaking.
Yeah.
Like, it's not noticeable in your first watch, but I was like, I just wanted to see.
Yeah.
And pay attention to detail within a 2010 movie. I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
What else did I miss? So I went back on the movie.
That
people would do like facial expressions that, again, you won't see it the first time watching it. I'm like, shit. I don't know why they put so much detail into something that's in the background.
Right.
I appreciate it.
I love it when Toothless just goes, like, oh, look at the thing. He's adorable. How can you bring yourself to kill it?
It does the teeth thing.
Yeah. But yeah, the attention to details is amazing. Especially the handshaking, because you're like, of course. If I'm going to pet something that big and that ferocious, I would be shaking out of my mind as well.
Yeah, but we see Stoic like kidnap Toothless. Uses him as like a what do you call it?
A guide to the nest, and that's after the big secret of Hiccup is revealed. Like, oh, you're not gonna kill them, are you? Like, no, I'm sorry, Dad.
It's just so weird. I don't know what's up with the racism with dragons here, or speciesism.
Yeah,
like. Your boy's able to ride the most dangerous dragon. Why are you disappointed?
Right?
What the fuck? You could use that!
It's like, oh
Jesus
fuck,
Christ.
my son discovered another element to these things that we thought were just bad. That's pretty cool. No, he's like, I'm disappointed in you, son. You're not my son anymore. Like,
I guess it's just the whole turning red kind of situation with mother and daughter, this time with father and son, where they don't understand the new things.
Yeah, I do love like after Stoke is like, "You're not my son." He just closes the door and he's like, "Why did I say that?"
Right? Yeah. He gets it's like he steps back a bit and like he revels in what he said.
Yeah.
And like, I have to be a leader and I have to keep going forward.
Yeah.
I'm like, shit. Not a lot was said in that scene, but like, damn.
Right? And after sailing away, Astrid looked at Hiccup and she's like, "Yeah, this is all your fault." And he's like, "Thanks, buddy. Like, what are you planning to do? Something stupid." You know what? I'm in. And they teaches all of them to fly the dragons. And I like how all of them matches each of their characteristics too. Like, you know what? Yeah, Ruff, the nut siblings get the twin dragon. Sorry, I don't know.
The nut siblings.
Yes.
I mean, this makes sense. But I feel like that's such an odd mix.
You know what? We're it's an animated movie with Scottish Vikings. If if that breaks your disbelief, that's on you.
Okay, fine.
But yeah, Toothless guides them to the nest, and then they lay siege to it, and Stoke is dead just like, "This is where we hold them. This is where they die and we fight." And they all fly away. He's like, oh, that was easy.
Wait, were you trying to quote 300?
Yeah.
Oh, you fuck.
There are people around me, so I can't really do, "This is..." I just did. Sorry, sibling, if you're listening. But no, the big bad queen bee appears, and they're like, "That's the biggest dragon so far in this franchise."
There is a subspecies that we see throughout the movies where it's very common to have one of those things.
Yeah.
They're quite interesting, different designs. Like one's white, one's black. This one's like bluish red.
Yeah, like you think this one's big, and then you see the alpha, you're like, "Holy shit, what the fuck?"
And it was like tusk and shit. I was like, that shit's cool.
Yeah. And before the queen wipes the Vikings out, Hiccup and the rest come to save the day, and then Hiccup tries to rescue Toothless but almost drowns, and then Stoke rescues Toothless, and they both have like this understanding, like, "Alright, we get each other, we good."
Yeah, and of course we get the whole "I'm proud of you, son" speech. I was like, oh.
Yeah, "I'm sorry for everything." And it's like, you don't have to go up there, we're Vikings, it's an occupational hazard.
But yeah, we do get a scene that's a little too that resembles a once. Yeah. Yeah.
Two House of the Dragon-y?
Yeah, 2 House of the Dragon-y scene. I'm like, I really hope he loves this one. Because when you say that in like House of the Dragon, it's like, oh, cool. It's like fucking How to Train Your Dragon. Oh my god!
Here, like, it's an animated movie. It's an animated movie. They can't go that far. They don't show the dragons being killed for realsies. Why would they show House of the Dragons shit?
They gave like 10%. They made Hiccup lose his leg.
Yeah. I mean, what's the name of... Rhaenyra's son lost his everything. His lower body, his upper body.
Oh, I would say like torso, and then the rest got like tossed into the ocean.
Yeah, it's like those figures you have to assemble.
Fuck, man.
But no, it is pretty cool.
Why are you so bleak about a kid's death, man? Fuck.
You know, hey man, he's not real. So it's fine.
Okay.
But the one in How to Train Your Dragon is pretty sick, where Toothless is just dodging this big queen left and right, and then they fly up to the sky, and then Toothless is just more braver than the dragon from House of the Dragon, where he's taking multiple shots, but he has a strategy to it. He's not just throwing caution to it. It's like, I hope this works. I really do.
But yeah, he does send like a fireball into its mouth while it was preparing to throw another fireball.
Yeah.
And for some reason, it blows up.
I guess
is that how it works?
I guess it reaches innards, and also the wings were all in tatters. It's speed versus your combustible insides.
Okay, fine.
And then you think poor Hiccup is dead, and Stoker's like, "Oh, what have I done?" And Toothless is like, "Nah, fam, I got him."
Nah, fam, I got you.
Most of him. Sorry about the leg.
Yeah, it it ends in a very pretty bow with an amazing action sequence before
Yeah.
their conclusion.
So
So it's
when
pretty good.
Hiccup wakes up and sees Tutas bouncing around, I'm like, what are you supposed to be? A cat or a dog?
It's a mix. You know,
Yeah.
it's a mix of the two things that we associate as the pet.
Yeah. And Berk has all the dragons, and then he just reiterates, is like, oh, nothing's really special about Berk, except that we're Scottish Vikings, and oh, look, we have dragons now.
Yeah, I do like the Toothless and Hiccup now kind of have something in common.
Yeah.
One, he lost the tail wing, and the Hiccup lost the leg.
Yeah. And then little did we know that this franchise includes like major time jumps too, where like the second one you're like, how old is Hiccup supposed to be compared to the first one, and then when we get to the last one you're like,
He has a beard.
yeah, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, right. When did that happen? And then we get Yeji from Itzy as a dragon. I'm like, sick.
Yeah, and then we also get fucking Kate Blanchett as his mom. You're like, again, DreamWorks, Jesus Christ.
And you just gotta keep up. Keep at it. I mean,
Yeah.
like I swear, at some points, DreamWorks is better than Pixar.
Yeah, especially with the casting, where like, I think for me that was always the edge for DreamWorks of like, who's in this? Fucking Kate Blanchett, Angelina Jolie, and then the others are like, who? Sam Rockwell? What the fuck?
We got Gerard Butler. He dies in the second one.
Yeah,
Spoilers.
I mean it's 9 years old, so if you haven't seen it, sorry. But yeah, what would you rate the first How to Train Your Dragon?
I can't put that higher than Kung Fu Panda, I will say, but amazing animation, amazing world building, I would say. God, I love that whole categories of the dragons. Like,
Yeah.
It really reminds me of Monster Hunter. So it tapped into my childhood a little bit.
Yeah.
The soundtrack was amazing all throughout, and yeah, I'll give this one a 8.5 out of 10.
Okay. I'll also give this an 8 out of 10. I do like the animation a lot and the characters and the fact that we kind of know where it ends too. And now you're like, this is a great beginning for this franchise, and this really is one of the best trilogies out there. Whether it's animated or not doesn't matter. It's just a really good trilogy, and for this to be the beginning is excellent. Like, is it perfect? It's not, I wouldn't say perfect, but it's good. It's really good. Like, I wouldn't mind showing my kids in the future if I ever have some. Like, you know what's a really good animated movie? Here, have some dragons, folks.
Yeah, and it's from what I've heard, because I haven't seen the third one yet. It's been good all throughout. So I'm like, all right.
Oh yeah, it's goated all throughout. And yeah, that's been our video for House of the Dragon. How to Train Your Dragon. What's your favorite? Again, what's your favorite DreamWorks movie? Please comment down below, whether that be 2D or 3D. Also, since Kung Fu Panda 4 is coming out next year, that means this year we'll be doing a second lineup for DreamWorks, and that will include Shrek 2, How to Train Your Dragon 2, and Kung Fu Panda 2. So all platinum level movies.
Yeah.
But until then, if you want to see more of us here, please like, subscribe, and ding the bell icon to get notified of when we upload next. You can also find us on TikTok and Spotify. TikTok to see our best and funniest moments. Spotify to hear us on the go. Individually, you can find me again, Dolphins995 on Twitter. How about you?
Well, you can find me at JohnGOM_ on Instagram. It is my account.
And until the next lineup or the next video, we'll see you on the next one. Bye, everybody.
Ciao.